Hey guys, what is up? It is I, James Penrose, back again for my next video. Welcome. And obviously, in my last video, I talked about a potential mega fight that could happen down the line. Obviously, once coronavirus eases some more, and that's the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. In this video, I'm going to be talking about another potential fight that could happen down the line in like the next year or so, and it involves YouTube boxing once again. Yes, we're going to be talking about KSI potentially going one-on-one with Jake Paul. Now, obviously, since February 2000, well, actually since August 2017, when Theo Baker and Joe Weller had their fight, honestly, who could have ever dreamed that 2.5 years from now we'd be standing here while these YouTube guys, KSI, Logan Paul, and Eson Gibb, Jake Paul, having professional fights on Sky Sports, Box Office, and DAZN in front of millions. Like, honestly, who could have ever dreamed that we would have gone from that to that in that space of time? And honestly, what KSI, Joe Weller, Logan Paul, what they've built is awesome, man. And now it's probably led to this moment, which, if this fight is to happen, honestly, it's gonna be the last one, because the longer, you know, YouTube boxing has faded away, and obviously coronavirus has had a part in that, but slowly but surely, maybe you fans maybe are starting to lose interest in YouTube boxing, but without a doubt, if this fight were to happen, the interest would just go right back up, and in my opinion, this is the biggest one for sure. Now, when you look at both of these guys, obviously KSI is one of the guys that, you know, without this, none of this would have happened. I mean, the way he started out, obviously, in his amateur career, beat Joe Weller by TKO in the third round, had his first fight with Logan Paul in Manchester, which was a draw, which I thought he won that fight personally, and then to go into Logan's backyard in America to win when nobody thought he could do it, nobody gave him a chance, and won via split decision. Honestly, now KSI is number one, man. He's the A side of this fight, and I don't just say this to Jake Paul, I say this to anybody. Until you beat KSI, you cannot be considered number one. It's as simple as that. He's the A side of this fight, and until he loses, he will remain number one. Now, when you look at Jake Paul, obviously, you know how I feel about it. I can't stand the prick, and a lot of people can't stand him, especially from over here. But I'm the type of guy where just because I don't like someone doesn't mean I can't recognise that they have a talent for something. And whether I like it or not, I have to recognise Jake Paul is a better boxer than Logan Paul. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, he is. I mean, the history speaks for itself. Obviously, when you look at his amateur fight with Deji, TKO Deji in the 5th round, and that's mainly because two things. One, Deji didn't train properly, and two, Deji didn't have the right mentality for this fight, and that allowed Jake to capitalise on that and get a 5th round stoppage. And then when you look at his pro fight against Eson Gibb, oh man, that it's just, still thinking about it now, it's painful, man. Because yeah, Jake Paul did what he had to do in fair play, but Eson Gibb, we all know he's capable of better than that. But on the night, he just didn't turn up. The occasion got to him, but Jake Paul, you know, he made it difficult for him. He was comfortable on the back foot, and this is why I say that Jake Paul is better, because on the back foot, he's more comfortable, he's more relaxed, he's the one that gives more of an output when it comes to throwing punches, combinations, that right hand down the pipe, straight down the middle. He has good technique with that, and that's something that is potentially going to give JJ some problems. But although I do feel JJ is going to win this fight, and that's my prediction straight off the bat. I do believe KSI is going to win this fight, but make no mistake about it, this ain't going to be an easy fight. I mean, he actually sees this as an easier fight than Logan Paul, but in my opinion, that's the difference between Jake and Logan, is that Logan can't fight on the back foot. Whenever he's on the back foot, he either grabs you in a headlock or ties you up or hits you with some illegal punches like we saw in the fight, whereas Jake, like I said, he's comfortable on the back foot, he can throw punches, and, you know, he can land his shots and get out of range. So this is, you know, it's going to be a close fight, but again, I just can't see JJ losing this, because again, obviously, every time you bet against JJ, and I said this before, never ever you doubt KSI again. Every time you doubt him, it's just going to come back to bite you in the ass. Everyone doubting him against Joe Weller proved you wrong big time. Everyone doubting him against Logan Paul proved you wrong again. With the music, proved you wrong. And YouTube proved you wrong. And again and again and again. Why can't he do this one more time against Jake Paul? That's what I say. Like, honestly, I see KSI winning this fight. Believe it or not, I actually don't think, if it's going to be a knockout, like Jake Paul, he's probably going to try and step on the gas really, really quickly. That's what I thought Logan was going to do the second time, but he didn't. So for Jake Paul to win this, he's probably going to have to come out early on and get that jab established and, you know, get some combinations going. But if that doesn't happen, if he misses wildly, and if JJ hits Jake Paul clean with full power, he is in massive trouble. Like, this either going to end like see, I see this going on points for JJ, but don't be surprised if JJ is to knock Jake Paul out in the later rounds. In the early rounds, I personally don't see it, but if it goes 4, 5, 6, Jake is in huge trouble, in my opinion, because JJ's cardio is so on point, it's ridiculous. Whereas Jake, well, let's be honest, even though he's 2-0, one as an amateur and one as a professional, has he really been tested, you guys? Really, has he been tested? He was not tested at all against the Nissan Gib. And then Deji, yeah, even though Deji surprised everyone, the truth is Jake Paul pretty much did win every round. And he hasn't been in an absolute all-out war yet. So this is the fight where we're going to really see what Jake Paul is made of. But for me, this is one fight that Jake Paul, for me, can't rise to the occasion. But then again, maybe I could be proven wrong, because I was proven wrong big time when he fought Gib. I said, oh, Gib is going to be too hot to handle, and look what happened. Jake Paul just demolished Gib, as much as I hate to say it. But when it comes down to this fight, this is going to draw huge numbers. I don't know where this fight's going to be. I personally will want it in England. I mean, the O2 Arena would be amazing. Obviously, Jake Paul obviously isn't going to want it here. Obviously, he's probably going to want it in, like, MSG or something, which would still be cool. I mean, Madison Square Garden's an amazing arena. But, you know, oh, man, if this fight were to happen, it would be awesome, man. And again, after this fight, it's probably going to be done with. Like, I don't see any other fight you can be made with, unless if this fight ends in a draw again, like the first KSI Logan fight, and we do another rematch, which is like, never ends, does it? It just never ends. But you know what? What KSI's built is amazing, and honestly, you know, here's the KSI beating Jake Paul and ending this once and for all, hopefully. So, other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I don't know what fight I'm going to talk about next. Maybe I'll be talking about the Dillian Whyte-Povetkin fight, seeing as how that is definitely going to happen on August 22nd, I believe. And, you know, that's not potential. That is definitely going to happen. Obviously, it's behind closed doors, which, again, that's another thing. And this fight, Jake Paul and KSI, that can't happen behind closed doors, man. It has to happen at the right time where we can have an audience and we can create an atmosphere. So with this fight with Whyte-Povetkin, it's behind closed doors, but honestly, who wouldn't want to watch that fight? That is going to be an all-out war. So other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys like this video, comment on the video, subscribe to my channel, and all I can say is, peace out, my brothers!